Steve Bannon responded to this news and has been perpetuating throughout this election process. Of course, the news that Kari Lake lost her run for governor in Arizona with some very dangerous rhetoric that I want to take a look at with you. You've seen some of it, but this is setting up another dangerous situation like we saw in 2020. Take a look.
I connect President Trump and Mar-a-Lago. It's the lead story on the Daily Mail, and the Kari Lake situation. It's zero probability that Katie Hobbs, hiding in her basement, refusing to debate, won that election. Just zero probability. I connect.
So zero probability Katie Hobbs actually won. Well, no, you're wrong. Here's another moment from his show.
We've got disenfranchisement. We've got not just a broken process, but a process designed to steal. And not to mention the fact, of course, that you have Katie Hobbs, who, depending on where this thing goes, may be certifying her own stolen election. How can it be?
We have to stop the certification.
It's not going to be. Yes, we have to stop the certification, no doubt. Okay, sure.
So they had that rock music playing in the background, but he says, yes, quote, we have to stop the certification. What was the last prominent time that the Republican Party, or at least individuals and the movement within the Republican Party, wanted to block the certification of an election? January 6th. That was what they were trying to prevent from happening, was the certification of Joe Biden. And so we have a similar narrative being spun within this Steve Bannon, far-right, Kari Lake batch of people, that we cannot allow this certification to happen, even though Katie Hobbs won. And that's very dangerous and could lead to a similar situation we saw in Washington, D.C., but instead in Arizona, which would be horrible. Just to kind of put on the end of this around Steve Bannon, in an interview he did a little bit ago, he was pressed by a journalist in a way that I think more journalists, more media people should do with these types of liars, which is what they do so well is be aggressive, right? And a lot of times the media figures we have challenging them just aren't aggressive enough. And so I liked how the guy interviewing Steve Bannon here just said, no, you know all of this is lies. You know this is not true. And then eventually just ended the interview because of those lies. Take a look.
You're the king of the Stop the Steal movement. What are you doing here? Shouldn't she be running away from you, running towards the moderates, trying to get the...
And this is him questioning Steve Bannon about, why is Kari Lake aligning with you in this campaign if you're such a radical figure and she needs independents and moderates to win this election?
John McCain, Jeff Flake voter?
I think she's going to get that. You know, Kari Lake's the future. Kari Lake, this energy, that this populist, nationalist energy. So
but what's she doing to appeal to those voters, the moderates? It seems like she's running against those people.
No, I tell you what she's running for. This is the independent vote and the working class and middle class out here.
But why is she still talking about the 2020 election?
Wait to the House of Representatives next year when we have a real...
Quick side note, you'll see this and then you'll never unsee it. He wears so many layers, I genuinely don't know what this style statement is. He has an undershirt, it looks like, whoops, an undershirt, it looks like a collared shirt, and then a long sleeve collar on top of that, and then a jacket on top of that. That is a lot, and then 3 pins. He's ready to go.
J6 committee.
Oh, come on.
And we're going to adjudicate. Oh, no, we're going to adjudicate all of 3 November. We can't.
We're not
going
really believe this.
100%.
You seriously think it was a stolen steal?
I 100% know it's stolen.
And she still thinks it was, and she's still talking about it?
100%.
People stormed the Capitol over this shit, dude. These are lies.
That was not by Trump. That was
These are lies over the lies.
It's not, by the way.
If you weren't lying about it, that wouldn't happen.
Hang on.
Come on, you don't believe this, man. I'll argue with you about the border. You don't believe this shit. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing it.
Boom. So that is how I think we should deal with these people who are not just telling lies, but very proud and confident in the lies that they're telling. And I think whenever you turn that around and are kind of meek or handle them like a normal political figure, it's not giving the proper portrayal to the audience of what the dynamic is playing out, which is reason versus complete bonkersville, complete dishonesty. And so if more media figures, more journalists could do what that one did and just don't even let them finish their sentence if they're going to spread those lies, because that's what they do to every single person they talk to, and just continue to tell the truth as aggressively as they tell lies. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there is a link in the description.